If you've ever felt like something or someone was watching you in the dark, then this story might hit a little too close to home. Tonight, we're going deep into a true American backroad nightmare one, where I tried communicating with a ghost in an abandoned farmhouse off a rural highway. And what answered me wasn't human. So grab your headphones, turn off the lights, and whatever you do, don't look behind you. The road that shouldn't exist. I swear I wasn't even trying to find anything haunted that night. I was just driving, late as hell, trying to shave a few minutes off my trip through rural Tennessee. Google Maps glitched, recalculated itself, and suddenly told me to take a right onto this narrow gravel road that didn't even look like a road. The sign was rusted out, shot full of holes, like it hadn't been touched since the 1970s. Trees leaned inward, covering the sky, turning the whole path into a dark tunnel lit only by my headlights. Half a mile in, I lost cell service. Another mile, and I swear I heard something slam into the side of my car, like a palm hitting metal. I stopped, got out. No dents, no branches, nothing. The woods were dead quiet. No bugs, no wind, just silenced heavy, suffocating silence. That's when I saw it. Up ahead, sitting alone in a clearing like someone had carved the world around it, was a massive, ancient farmhouse. 2 stories. White paint peeling off in strip. Windows black, cracked, and sunken in like hollow eyes. And on the front porch, a rocking chair moved slowly back and forth. Not fast, not blown by wind. Just moving smoothly, smooth enough to look intentional. My chest tightened. Something about that house felt wrong in a way that hits you in your bones. But here's where I messed up. Instead of turning around, instead of leaving, I grabbed my camera. Because I'm stupid like that. And because some part of me, some part I wish I could rip out, wanted to know what was rocking that chair. I should have driven away. But I didn't. I stepped onto the property. And the moment my foot hit that dead grass, the rocking stopped. The house that breathed up close, the farmhouse, looked even worse, like the kind of place where people don't just die, they rot.
The front steps sagged under my weight, and the boards groaned like something was exhaling underneath the porch.
The air felt colder here. Not like a breeze. More like the temperature dropped 10 degrees the moment I stepped closer.
My breath fogged in front of me.
I tried to laugh it off.
Yo, chill. It's just an old house.
I muttered.
But even my voice sounded wrong, like it was being swallowed by the walls. I reached out and touched the front door. It was warm. Not room temperature warm. Body warm, like someone had just touched it from the other side. My instincts screamed to leave, but my curiosity, Worstam flocked, pushing me forward. I turned the knob. It opened on its own. The smell hit me first. Not rotten food. Not mold. It smelled alive. Like skin. Like sweat. Like a place that breathed. Inside, the living room was frozen in time. Old floral couches. ATV from the 60s. Family photos so faded you couldn't make out the faces. Dust covered everything except a straight, clean path leading from the doorway to a hallway deeper inside. Something or someone had walked that path recently. The floorboards creaked rhythmically. Not random patterns, steps, left, right, left, right, left, right, pacing. Then it stopped, right at the end of the hallway. I held my breath and raised my camera. But before I could take a step, every door in the house slammed shut at the same time. Boom! 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 I spun around. The front door, the one behind me, was now completely closed. I wasn't alone in that house. And whatever was there wanted The first contact, my heart was punching through my ribs.
But I forced myself to move deeper inside, because whatever was pacing stopped pacing.
And silence in a place like that is way worse. The hallway stretched long and narrow, lined with old wallpaper peeling like burned skin. As I stepped forward, the floor let out small cracking sounds, like it was warning me. Halfway down the hall, I saw an old wooden table with a dusty spirit board sitting on top. Not the brand name Ouija board, a handmade one. Carved letters, burn marks around the edges. A planchette made from bone. Literal bone. It looked old enough to belong in a museum or a crime scene. I whispered, "Hell no. Nope. I'm not doing that." But then,
The planchette moved.
just a twitch at first, then a slow slide toward the word. Hello. My legs locked. I couldn't breathe. I didn't touch it. I swear on everything I wasn't even close enough. I pulled my phone out, even though I didn't have service. My camera app opened, glitching like crazy, but it still recorded. Who's here? I asked, trying to sound brave. I didn't. The planchette twitched again.
Then scraped across the board.
Me? A cold pressure wrapped around my wrist. Not like a grab, not physical. More like a magnetic pull, urging me to sit. Then I heard it. A whisper. Not inside my ears. Inside my skull. Don't leave! I stumbled back so hard I hit the wall. My vision blurred for a second, and in that blur, I saw a shape at the end of the hallway. Small, thin, standing perfectly still. A girl barefoot! Long hair.
Covering her eyes.
And then, she stepped toward me. Slow, deliberate, like she had all the time in the world. I blinked once. She vanished, but the spirit board didn't. The planchette shot across the board like it was kicked by something unseen. It spelled S-T-A-Y. And that was only the beginning. Footsteps in the walls the moment the planchette spelled stay. The entire house seemed to tighten around me like the walls inhaled and were holding their breath. My skin crawled. I didn't want to move, but standing still felt worse. That's when I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. At first, I thought it was coming from the hallway behind me. But the sound wasn't on the floor. It was inside the wall.
Slow, dragging footsteps.
Like bare feet sliding across wood. I pressed my ear against the plaster. Big mistake. The footsteps stopped. And a whisper slid through the wall. So close, it vibrated my bones. You finally came back. I jerked away so fast I tripped over a rug.
My flashlight spun, landing on the ceiling again. That's when I saw the lines.
Long and thin. Black trails carved into the paint, stretching from corner to corner, like claw marks. But they weren't scratches, they were burn marks, spreading across the ceiling like veins. The marks pulsed. I scrambled to my feet.
At the same moment,
Something heavy slammed inside the wall beside me, like a body throwing itself into the studs. Boom. Dust rained from the ceiling.
The floorboards trembled.
Something was moving inside the walls. Fast. Frantic. Like it was trying to get out. And then a hand pressed through the plaster. Not breaking it, stretching it, Italiano. Fingers pushing against the wallpaper like it was skinned. A full palm. Then another. I backed away as the wall bulged outward, forming a human-shaped impression, pressing through from the other side. They moved. The eye. The entire face pushed forward, and it whispered, "Don't leave me again." I ran, but the house didn't let me get far. The basement door opens. I sprinted for the front door. I swear I was seconds from escaping. My hand touched the handle cold now, not warm end. I yanked.
it didn't budge. Locked. From the inside,
I threw my shoulder into it, kicked it, cursed every bad decision that brought me here. Nothing. The whole frame felt fused to the house. But then, a sound cut through the panic. Kriok.
slow. Heavy. Drawn out, like something was savoring the moment.
The basement door behind me had opened by itself.
A wave of cold air rolled out cold like a walk-in freezer. And woven into the cold was something else. Breathing. Slow. Wet. Uneven. Like something massive was down there. I didn't want to look.
But of course, I looked. The door stood wide open, dark as a swallowed cave.
My flashlight flickered the moment it touched the opening, fighting to stay alive.
Halfway down the stairs, I saw movement. Not a person, not an animal. A shape. Crawling. But not like a normal crawl. Its joints bent the wrong way, limbs folding like broken branches. Each movement cracked like bone grinding bone. My throat tightened. Nope. Nope. Hell no. But the thing stopped. Then slowly, deliberately, it lifted its head. Two white eyes stared up at me. Not glowing. Empty. And in the quiet, it whispered, "You are supposed to play with me." Child's voice. Wrong mouth.
The basement lights flickered once, then blasted on.
For a split second, I saw dozens of handprints smeared across the walls. Tiny, child-sized, some fresh. My flashlight died.
The basement door slammed shut.
Something locked it from inside with a click, and the air behind me shifted.
Because something else was now standing in the hallway. The girl in the doorway, I turned around, slowly like my body was moving on its own. And there she was, the girl.
The same one from the end of the hallway earlier. Barefoot. Long hair covering her face. White dress dirty like she'd been buried in it. She stood perfectly still, except her head, which twitched slightly left and right, like she was listening to something only she could hear. I felt rooted to the floor. Couldn't run, couldn't breathe. She lifted her chin, just enough for me to see her mouth. It was smiling. Wide. Too wide. "Why did you leave me downstairs?" she whispered. Her voice didn't echo. Normal it echoed inside the wood, traveling through the walls and floorboards like the house itself was repeating her words. I shook my head. I don't know you. I didn't leave you anywhere. She tilted her head the other direction. A sharp, unnatural jerk. Like her neck wasn't attached right. Yes, you did. Her hand rose slowly, small and pale, pointing at my chest. You told me you'd come back. The hallway lights flickered overhead. With every flicker, she seemed to jump closer. 1 second, 10 feet away. Then 8 feet. Then 5. I stumbled backward. Something grabbed my ankle. Primera looped down.
A hand-grade, thin wrist cracked had reached out from under a floorboard and wrapped its fingers around me. Another hand slid out.
Then another. And another. Child-sized hands. All reaching. All grabbing. The girl leaned forward, her hair falling away from her face. Her eyes weren't just hollow. They were missing.
2 dark, empty sockets stared into me like bottomless holes. You said we could play, she hissed.
And every hand tightened at once, pulling me downward, toward the cracks between the floorboards.
Toward the darkness below.
Dragged beneath the floorboards buckled under my feet as the small, cold hands yanked me downward.
My knees slammed the wood, and splinters tore through my jeans.
I clawed at the floor, trying to pull myself back. But the more I struggled,
The more hands appeared, pale, gray, and impossibly strong.
the girl tilted her head as if watching a performance. You remembered the game, she whispered. No, let go. I screamed, kicking wildly. Something under the floor hissed. Not an animal hiss, a collective hiss, like dozens of unseen mouths were inhaling me. One hand snapped my flashlight away and dragged it into the floorboards. I heard it clatter against something. Metallic. Bone! I couldn't tell. More hands gripped my ankles, my calves, my wrists pulling me like they were trying to thread me through cracks too small for a human body. The wood groaned and split beneath my weight. The girl crouched beside me now, her face inches from mine. Her breath was ice. Her smile carved too deep, like it hurt her to stretch it that wide.
You should stayed with us, she murmured. In the dark.
Where you belong. One of the hands wrapped itself around my throat. Cold. Thin. A child's hand. Primera choked. The boards beneath me cracked fully and suddenly. The floor gave way. My body dropped halfway into the darkness below.
I felt dirt, cold air, something crawling across my back.
The girl leaned into the hole and whispered, "Don't worry, we'll fix what they broke." Then, boom!
Something upstairs slammed so loudly the whole house shook. The hands froze.
Oh, damn! Then, like roaches scattering, they vanished into the cracks, instantly gone. The girl stood, turned, and without a sound, she disappeared into the darkness of the hallway.
I gasped for air
and scrambled out of the hole, but the house wasn't done with me yet.
The cries from the attic, the slam upstairs, echoed through the house like thunder. Dust drifted from the ceiling.
My heart felt like it was trying to punch its way out of my chest. Whatever made that noise wasn't small, and it wasn't the girl. I forced myself into the hallway again, limping from the bruises on my legs.
The house groaned with every step I took.
The basement door was tightly shut behind me all, most like it was never opened at all.
I turned toward the staircase.
That's when I heard it. A voice, a child's voice, but not the girl's. This one was younger, weaker, cold and trembling. "Help, help me!"
The sound drifted down from the attic hatch in the ceiling straight above the staircase.
The kind of voice that makes your instincts scream, "Nope, nope, back up, go home." But something about the tone hit different. It sounded real, alive. I swallowed hard. "Is someone up there?" The voice trembled. They locked me in. "Please." Every horror instinct I had said run. But a small, terrified child in an attic? It hooked my humanity by the throat.
I climbed the stairs slowly, each step creaking louder than the last.
Halfway up, I noticed something strange. The temperature dropped with every step.
By the time I reached the top, I could see my breath fogging out in front of me.
The attic cord swung gently.
Even though there was no draft,
I reached for it.
The moment my fingers brushed the string, a second voice whispered behind it.
Right against the attic hat. So soft, I almost didn't catch it. He's lying. I froze. A deep, raspy inhale filled the attic. Too heavy for a child. Too deliberate to be human. My skin crawled. The attic hatch snapped open, and two pale feet dangled downward from the darkness, swinging gently.
the hanging shadow.
The feet swayed above.
Me bare,
Pale, motionless.
my stomach dropped straight to the floor.
The air around me felt thick, like breathing through wet cloth. Every instinct screamed to run, but my legs stayed locked in place. The child's voice came again. Closer. Behind me. Help me! I spun around. No one! Just the staircase behind me, empty and dark. When I turned back,
The feet were gone.
the attic hatch hung open.
Nothing else.
I stepped back slowly, keeping my flashlight pointed at the opening.
My breath came fast, uneven. I tried to tell myself it was a trick of the light, but then I saw something move inside the attic. A shadow.
But nah, cast on the floor.
Or the walls.
It moved independently, floating inches above the ground. A long, distorted shape stretching, bending, morphing like smoke trapped in a jar.
The shadow leaned out of the attic opening.
long arms stretching down toward me. No body, no face.
Just darkness shaped like something human but wrong. In every way, the raspy inhale filled the stairwell again. The shadow spoke without a mouth. You don't leave. Once you start the conversation,
My legs finally snapped out of paralysis.
I stumbled backward down the stairs, nearly falling.
The shadow slid out of the attic like spilled ink, stretching along the ceiling and crawling down the walls toward me.
I sprinted down the stairs, 2 steps at a time. Halfway down, the lights flickered, and suddenly, the shadow appeared at the bottom of the staircase, stalking me. Growing taller, wider, arms stretching long enough to scrape the floorboards.
It whispered, "You're already part of the house." I froze, breath shaking. Then the girl appeared behind it.
Standing perfectly still, her empty eye sockets staring straight through me. We've been waiting upstairs! The shadow reached for me, and every light in the house exploded.
The basement that breathed, the basement door that wouldn't stay shut the moment we got back upstairs.
The house fell into a heavy silence so thick it felt like the air had turned to syrup. I walked past the basement door, and that's when I saw it. It was open again. No breeze. No footsteps. No reason. Just open. And what made my stomach twist was the fact that the old wooden door wasn't simply cracked open. It was fully swung out, like someone had stormed up in a hurry and left it that way. I swallowed hard. Man, I know I closed this, I whispered.
Leo didn't answer.
He just walked over, gripped the door, and slammed it shut with all his force. The echo rattled through the whole house. But then, right as we turned away, click, creak, we froze, slowly turning our heads back. The door was opening before our eyes. On its own. No sound of a latch. No footsteps behind it. Just a slow, steady widening, like something down there had been waiting. Leo backed away. Dude, we're not alone in this house. I didn't say a word because deep in my bones, I already knew he was right.
The whispering walls, we refused to go back downstairs. But the house wasn't about to let us forget what was down there.
The walls started making noises, soft and fierce, like tiny scratches. 10 whispers. Actual whispers. Not wind. Not rodents. Whispers. Like multiple voices rushing behind the drywall, overlapping each other, too fast to understand, but definitely human. Leo held the flashlight up. Tell me I'm not hearing this. I hear it.
I muttered, my voice shaking.
That's when the whispers stopped all at once, cut clean. And from the basement, something knocked. 1, 2, 3 times. Slow. Deliberate. Like it was giving us time to listen. Then a 4th knock harder. Closer. Like a warning. Or a message. We looked at each other. Neither of us moved. It felt like the entire house was staring right at us. Something came up the stairs. The air grew so cold our breath turned white.
The floorboards under the basement door creaked 1 step at a time, slow, heavy, dragging steps.
But here's what terrified me most. The door didn't move. Nothing touched the handle. Yet the footsteps kept rising. Up the basement stairs! Toward the door. Leo whispered, "Bro, whatever." It is. It's right behind that door. And I swear, the next sound I heard was breathing. Not ours, not human. Low, wet, staggered, like lungs full of dirt struggling to inhale. The breathing stopped. Everything went dead quiet. And then, K. N. O. K. Right on the other side of the door. Hard enough to shake dust from the walls. We both ran straight out of the room, down the hall, not stopping until we reached the living room.
But as soon as we caught our breath, every door in the house slammed at once. One loud, bone-rattling boom.
And then, from the hallway behind us, footsteps approaching. Slow. Getting closer. Part 5 will reveal what stepped out of the basement and why the house waited years just to call someone back inside. Here is Part 5. Darker, more intense, and dripping with suspense. Perfect for AI voiceover with pacing, spacing, and human-like storytelling flow.
The thing that followed us,
The shadow in the hallway, we froze the moment we heard those footsteps creeping toward us.
The house was pitch black, except for Leo's dying flashlight. The beam flickered like it was terrified too. The footsteps stopped right at the corner where the hallway met the living room. But nothing stepped out. Nothing moved. Nothing breathed. Hey! Just silence. That thick, suffocating silence that makes your ears ring.
I whispered, Leo.
Point the light over there. He didn't want to, but he did. The beam shook as it hit the corner. And we saw it, a shape, not a full one.
A shadow standing taller than any person we'd ever seen, its head grazing the ceiling. Arms impossibly long, like they weren't bones, but stretched out darkness.
It didn't have eyes, but it was looking at us.
We could feel it deep in our skin. Leo's voice cracked.
Dude, that's not human. Before I could speak, the shadow leaned forward, just slightly, like it was smelling the air, like it was deciding.
We backed up. Slowly, carefully. And then the shadow drifted closer, gliding instead of walking, as if its feet never touched the floor.
The room temperature dropped. Instantly, I could see my breath shaking. Leo grabbed my arm. Run! And we did.
The house wouldn't let us leave. We sprinted to the front door like our lives depended on it, because they did.
Leo grabbed the knob,
Twisted it hard. Nothing. It didn't budge.
He tried again, yanked it with full force. Still nothing. It's locked! It's freaking locked from the outside!
He shouted. I turned to the windows locked.
All of them.
Every latch sealed. That wasn't
Normal.
That wasn't possible. Behind us, something creaked. The shadow was standing at the end of the hallway.
Closer than before, its body, twitching, glitching, like it was phasing through reality.
Leo grabbed a chair and slammed it against the window. It didn't break. Not even a crack. The house wasn't just old. It was alive! And it wanted us to stay!
My heart hammered in my chest as I whispered, We're trapped. Leo shook his head. No.
No, man. There has to be a way out. But the shadow kept coming. Slow, silent, predatory. And then...
The basement door slammed open. Hard.
like something shot out of it.
The hallway lights dead for years suddenly flickered on, one by one.
Leading us toward the basement. The house was telling us where to go.
And I didn't think we'd survive if we followed.
Or if we refused.
The basement's call, we're not going down there, I whispered. But Leo wasn't listening.
His eyes. They didn't look normal anymore. He stared at the glowing basement doorway like something inside was whispering to him, pulling him in.
I grabbed his arm. Leo, snap out of it. He blinked, dazed.
I heard her. Who? The woman. The one who lives here. My blood turned cold.
Before I could stop him, he stepped toward the basement.
The lights flickered brighter, like they were welcoming him. Leo!
Don't. But he kept walking, like he wasn't controlling himself. Then came the voice.
A woman's voice. Soft, echoing, coming from deep below. Come down. I've been waiting. Leo gasped and staggered forward.
I grabbed him, yanked him back.
He turned to me, eyes wide, terrified.
I didn't say anything, he whispered. But the voice continued calling us by name. Perfectly. Like the house had memorized us. The shadow behind us crept closer, its form distorting, glitching like a broken film reel. We had two options. Run into the basement, or face what was stalking us. Neither felt survivable. Leo whispered, "Bruh, whatever we do next decides if we live or die." And I knew he was right.
The choice that wasn't a choice. Leo's grip on my arm tightened as the shadow crept closer, its edges rippling like heat over asphalt.
The basement glowed behind us, stairs yawning, open like a throat. The woman's voice floated up against, soft, warm, familiar in a way that made my chest ache. "Come down,"
She said.
"You'll be safe with me."
The house leaned in.
I swear the walls shifted, narrowing the hallway so there was nowhere left to retreat. The lights flickered once, twice, and then steadied, pointing us forward.
Leo whispered, "She sounds like my mom." My stomach dropped.
"That's not possible. She used to hum like that," he said, eyes glassy. "When I was a kid." The shadow posed, sensing victory. The woman's voice lowered, intimate. "You were cold that night, Leo. I kept the light on. I pulled him back with everything I had. It's lying. It's using memories. But even as I said it,
Another voice threaded through hers, my own mother's laugh, the way it bounced when she tried not to cry.
the house knew us. It had sorted us like photographs and picked the ones that hurt. The basement lights brightened. The shadow surged, cutting off the living room. We were boxed in darkness on one side, a familiar lie on the other. The floor trembled. Nails screamed inside the walls.
Leo took one step toward the stairs. "No," I said, voice breaking.
"If we go down there, we don't come back as a..."
The humming stopped.
Silence collapsed in on itself.
The house made the decision for us.
The staircase that changed, the first step shattered under Leo's foot, not breaking but softening, like wet wood giving way to flesh.
He pulled back with a gasp. The stairs moved.
Each step reshaped, elongating, as if the basement were breathing them into place. The woman laughed too, many voices layered together. Gentle, she crooned. "The house is sensitive."
The shadow peeled itself from the wall and flowed down the ceiling, sealing the hallway behind us.
The only open space was down. We descended. With every step, The air thickened.
The walls narrowed. The light dimmed to a bruised yellow.
Handprints bloomed on the walls as we passed, appearing fresh, fingers dragging downward like they were sinking. Halfway down, Leo stopped. Do you hear crying?
I did. Dozens of whispers braided together children, adults, voices cracked raw with begging. Names floated up through the dark.
Mine among them. At the bottom, the basement opened into a room that shouldn't fit under the house. The floor was dirt, packed and scored with marks. In the center sat a Karen.
Old wooden one warm to the touch.
You start? The woman said. Now, everywhere. Tell the house you understand.
The shadow reformed
Behind the chair, towering.
The dirt floor shifted, hands pressing up from below, making hills that crawled closer. Leo shook his head.
This is wrong, Primera sa. W, it then etched into the dirt, circling the chair. Dates, names, endings. The house didn't want guests. It wanted replacements.
The bargain the house makes. The shadow extended a tendril, brushing Leo's shoulder.
He flinched down in that moment. The wall opposite us peeled back like skin. A memory spilled out. Leo at 10, sitting on a porch, waiting. Night falling. No one coming. Stop, he whispered. Stay, the woman replied. I stepped in front of him. Take me instead. The house stilled. Even the whispers quieted.
curious.
I swallowed. You want someone to keep it alive?
Someone to remember. I'll stay if you let him go. The shadow leaned close.
Cold pressed against my forehead. It sifted through me, pulling thoughts like threads. Pain flared as it found its favorites.
You lie, it said without a mouth.
I don't, I said. I'll remember everything. I won't forget you.
The house shuddered, pleased. The chair scraped forward on its own.
Leo grabbed me.
No, we get out together.
The woman's voice hardened.
There is no together.
The dirt floor surged, hands grasping at my boots. The chair
Slammed into my knees, forcing me down. The basement inhaled.
Ding! Light exploded where the wall had been. The front door, somewhere, impossibly, far above, slammed open. A current ripped through the basement, tearing whispers into screams.
The shadow reeled. Leo pulled me up.
Move!
We ran up the staircase as it collapsed behind us, steps snapping back into rotten wood.
The house roared, furious, the walls bleeding shadows. Behind us, the woman screamed one last time. You promised. And the house reached door. Maybe it just remembered us as we crossed the threshold into night. 27. The night didn't end. Outside, the front door slammed shut behind us so hard the windows burst inward. We didn't stop running. Gravel tore at our shoes as we bolted for the car. Lungs burning! The house howling like it had lost something it owned. The engine didn't start on the first try. Of course it didn't! Come on! Come on!
Leo hissed, slamming the wheel.
From the porch. The rocking chair began to move again. Slow, deliberate. The sound of wood creaking carried across the yard, cutting through the insect-silent night. I glanced back. The girl stood in the upstairs window. Not her whole body, just air face pressed against the glass hard enough to flatten her nose. Her empty sockets followed us, unblinking. The engine finally turned over. We tore down the gravel road. Stones sprang like gunfire behind us.
The trees leaned closer now, branches bending inward, scraping the roof like fingers trying to hold on.
The GPS flickered to life. Recalculating.
The road ahead twisted farther than it should have stretched. We passed the same broken mailbox twice. Then a third time.
We're going in circles, Leo said.
The radio crackled to life on its own.
Soft humming. That same tune. My skin prickled. Turn it off!
Leo slammed the dial. Nothing. The headlights dimmed.
And in the beam
Standing dead center in the road
was the girl. Whole now. Dressed clean. Hair pulled back. Eyes still gone. She smiled. You didn't finish the game, she said without moving her mouth. Leo swerved. The car spun, and the world went black.
The space between waking I came to with the taste of blood in my mouth and my face buried in the steering wheel.
The radio was silent. The engine dead.
The trees
Stood straight again, as if they'd never bent at all. No, 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 I whispered.
Leo stirred beside me, groaning. Did we hit her?
I looked ahead. The road was empty. Nobody. No marks. No farmhouse behind us. Just a straight stretch of highway under a thin slice of moon. We drove 4 hours after that, no talking. No music. No GPS. When the sun finally came up, the world looked normal again.
Tu normal.
A gas station appeared like salvation.
We pulled in, shaking. The clerk stared at us too long.
You boys come from the old Carter place? He asked casually. My heart skipped. What place? He laughed. That farmhouse off the back road. Folks say it ain't been there since '92. Burned down after the disappearance. My hands went numb. Disappearance of who? He rang up Chin slowly. Little girl. Name was Emily Carter. Kept telling teachers she was playing a game in the basement with someone who promised they'd stay. Hey! Mit Mayes. They never found her. Outside, Leo vomited beside the pump. And that's when I noticed it's something carved shallow into my forearm. Letters raised like fresh scars. S-T. I-L-L-A-I-N-G-T. Ending the ties in T1. We never went back. Never talked about it. Life moved on in the way. It always does. Jobs, bills, time passing. But some nights, I hear the humming again. Always the same tune. Always just before sleep. Leo calls me sometimes, voice shaking. Says he dreams of basements that breathe, of doors opening where there shouldn't be doors. Says he wakes up with dirt under his fingernails. Last week, he sent me a picture. A rocking chair on his apartment balcony. He doesn't own one. And this morning, my GPS glitched on my drive to work. The screen froze, then recalculated. Turn right in 500 feet. There was no turn there, just trees. And somewhere deep in the woods, faint but unmistakable, a child's voice whispered my name. Soft, excited. Like the next round was about to begin. The symptoms start small at first. It was little things. So small, I could explain them away if I wanted to. Lights turning on by themselves. The smell of damp wood showing up in dry places. Dirt under my nails when I woke up. I told myself it was stress.
Trauma. Your brain hanging on to fear like a bad habit. But then I started losing time.
I'd check the clock to 11 a.m. then blink. And suddenly, the sun was pushing through my blinds. No dreams. No memory. Just 8 hours gone.
Like someone hit fast forward on my life. The humming followed me everywhere now. Usually low, buried under the sounds, events, engines, the fridge.
But late at night, when the world rested, it became clear and unmistakable. A lullaby. One I'd never learned.
I stopped sleeping after the third night. I woke up standing in my kitchen. Barefoot, the back door wide open. Mud tracked across my floor, leading out. The landlord complained about scratches in the walls.
Long lines. Vertical. Like something had dragged its fingers all the way down from ceiling to floor.
I started wearing long sleeve because people were staring not at me, at my arms. The letters on my forearm faded and reappeared somewhere else. My ribs, my thigh. Once on my chest, backwards like it wanted me to read it from the mirror. Still playing. And the worst part, I wasn't scared all the time anymore. Some nights, it felt like someone was watching over me, protecting me. Leo changes! Leo changed faster than I did! He stopped answering messages, then stopped leaving his apartment at all. When I finally got inside, the smell hit me first. Old dirt and wet wood, like a basement that hadn't seen light in decades. His living room was different, the furniture pushed into neat lines. Clear paths between rooms.
Just like the house. He barely looked at me when I spoke.
His eyes kept drifting toward the ceiling as if something above us was breathing. I hear her better at night, nah, he said calmly.
Hear who?
I asked, though I already knew. The girl. She says the house misses us. Says we left her alone again. I told him we needed help. A doctor! A priest!
Leo smiled.
She says they never help.
They just make her angry.
I noticed marks on his wrists' thin circles, bruised and gray, like fingers had sat there too long.
You're not staying here alone, I said. He nodded, distracted. I'm not alone. That night, while I slept on his couch, I woke to whispering from his bedroom. Dozens of voices layered together, rushing and soft. The door creaked open.
Leo stood there, eyes black in the dark.
She wants to see you.
He whispered.
Behind him, the hallway looked longer than it should have been.
Something wants to be invited.
We tried leaving.
The elevator stalled between floors. His car wouldn't start. My phone showed full bars, but no calls went through. Every exit closed. Gentle but firm, like hands guiding us back inside. The humming swelled. You felt it? 10 pressure
Against the inside of my skull.
Not pain. Persuasion. Images spilled into my thoughts. A restored house. Fresh paint. New laughter. A family safe inside again. She just wants to be remembered, Leo murmured. That's all. She says if we help her, it'll stop. The air in the apartment thickened. The lights dimmed into a sickly yellow. A knock came from the bedroom wall. 1, 2, 3. I thought of the bargain I almost made. I backed up. No. We don't invite it. That's how it wins. The knocking stopped.
Then came a child's laughter from inside the wall.
The drywall bulged outward, warm to the touch. Letters burned through the paint from the inside, blistering into words. Let me finish. Leo stepped forward. I grabbed him too late. His hand pressed flat against the wall. And something pushed back. The wall split open without a sound, and Leo was pulled through like he'd never existed. The apartment went silent.
The hole sealed itself.
Only a faint footprint of dirt remained on the floor. Child-sized. What I do to survive, I don't live in one place anymore. I move. I keep lights on. I never answer humming, no. Matter how soft, no matter how sweet.
Mirrors are covered. Doors stay locked. Basements are a hard no.
Every night I carve new lines into my skin, not deep, just enough to overwrite the words when they start to form it, but it works. For now, sometimes when I'm almost asleep, I feel small fingers brush my hand, gentle as a reminder, not violent, patient. She's waiting, because the game never ended. It just needed new rooms. The night I stop running. It happens on a Tuesday. Ordinary enough to feel safe, which should have warned me. I'm in a motel off an exit I don't remember choosing. The sign outside hums louder than it should. When I check the clock, it says to 11 a.m. every time. The humming starts the moment I lie down. Not from the walls. Not from outside. From inside my chest. I sit up, heart racing. And that's when I feel like pressure behind my eyes. Like hands gently guiding my gaze toward the bathroom mirror I forgot to cover. The towel has slipped. In the reflection, the room behind me looks wrong. Longer, deeper, like a hallway stitched onto reality. A small shape stands at the far end. Bare feet. Wide dress. She's clearer than she's ever been. You're tired, Emily says, using her name for the first time. Her voice isn't layered now. It's just a child's voice. Lonely. Certain. I didn't agree to this, I whisper. She steps closer. The mirror ripples instead of reflecting. You did. Jew whose dignity. Say it out loud. The scars I carved along my ribs burn. Letters rise beneath the skin. Slow and deliberate this time.
Your turn, I won't go back. I say, she tilts her head.
You never laughed. The motel light flickers and goes out. The house without a place, the world folds inward without moving. That's the only way I can describe it.
The motel room peels away like wallpaper, revealing the farmhouse hallway beneath. Same peeling walls. Same breathing wood, but cleaner now. Stronger. Rebuilt. You carried it with you, Emily whispers happily. Everywhere.
That's how we fix it. Voices echo around us, not screaming anymore. Murmuring.com. Occupied! They stay because they want to, she says.
Because they're needed. I see them through doorways.
Leo sits at a table in one room, carving lines into wood carefully. Peacefully, he looks up and smiles like he's been waiting. In another room, a woman hums while rocking a chair. In another, someone stands at a wall, listening lovingly to whispers from inside it. They look settled.
You don't have to hurt anymore,
Emily says.
You can help me keep it together. The shadow rises from the ceiling, not hostile now, but vast and steady.
A foundation.
Not a monster. Caretaker. The chair waits in the center of the basement.
The bargain returns not, forced this time. Offered. If I stay, I ask, what happens to the people who hear you? Emily smiles wider, but not wrong anymore.
They stop being alone. I look at the staircase, at the doors, at the endless rooms, waiting to be filled. The choice I make, I think of running, of carving fresh lines, of cheap motels and bright lights, and pretending the hum doesn't feel like home.
But I also think of Leo's face peaceful for the first time since we escaped. And I'm tired.
So this is it, I say. I become part of the house.
Emily nods.
You become the 10.
The chair slides beneath me. The shadow closes and not cold, not cruel, heavy with purpose. The house exhales.
When I sit, the pain is blinding but brief.
Memories pour out of me, settling into the walls, the floor, the bones of the place.
I feel the house understand me, shape itself around what I bring. The scars fade. The humming stops.
For a moment, there is silence.
Then, footsteps on gravel. A car door slams somewhere far above.
A voice outside, nervous, curious. Emily squeezes my hand. Ready? She asks.
I stand. When the front porch creaks and the rocking chair begins to move, it's me who guides it.
When the door opens on its own, it's my breath that warms the handle.
And when someone steps inside, heart pounding, camera shaking, I make sure the house greets them gently. After all, someone has to stay. Someone has to remember. If this story made your chest feel tight, that's not fear. That's memory. Because houses like this don't disappear.
They don't burn down. They don't die. They wait. They wait for the curious.
They're lonely. The ones who hear a voice and answer back. And if tonight you hear humming where there shouldn't be any, or notice your GPS recalculating toward a road you don't remember selecting, don't follow it. Because the worst part isn't the ghost. It's realizing someone always needs to say goodnight. And whatever you do, don't start the conversation.